Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007. Find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there.
From the shores of beautiful Lake DeSoto, Randy, is the electrical panel behind you?
That's not where I'm at. Yeah. Welcome to my lovely electrical panel.
Oh man! Since we last spoke,
we're in DFW. This will show you how fancy we roll. So today is Rhonda's birthday, and
congrats, by the way.
I don't know. I just wanted a little hotel room, that had a kitchen. Right. And I don't know. We were just trying to get out of the family's hair. We spent all weekend going to baseball games. I mean, the grandkids are and of course it was 100 degrees in the shade here over the weekend. Mm-hmm. So it's just been one of those things. So I said, listen, let's just bug out. It's just a 3-ring circuit, which we love it. But I don't know. I thought, well, a couple of days of peace and quiet won't kill us. So we have this nice electrical panel. So I went all out, as you can tell. So happy birthday to her.
You said you went out and got ice cream for her. So I'm like,
well,
did this include sprinkles? Because sprinkles are for winners.
Exactly. I texted Dennis. I said, I went and got ice cream. We went and got ice cream for her birthday. So we went all out. And he said, does that include sprinkles? I said, no, but it was a hot fudge sundae. So that's what she got. So anyway.
Which sign me up. Well,
so it's all good, but welcome back. Welcome back.
Well, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. And if you notice, this is not the usual piece of Lake DeSoto I'm right in front of.
No.
This is a different piece because our house is being remodeled as we speak. So we came home Thursday, both of us with double COVID, the new COVID flare. We got the new European version of COVID. Hit the ground Thursday night in Little Rock, got back to the house, and we were going to sleep in our own little apartment bedroom downstairs because the upstairs is occupied, right? I mean, It's dust everywhere. And little did I know that my sister and some of our staff had been remodeling the apartment too. So when we got there were no sheets on the bed, and So then we thought, okay, well, what other units do we have to go live at another one of our houses? Randy, 4 more of these and we'll be out of houses. If you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, no,
so it's the guy who's just trying to juggle a couple of different locations and.
Exactly. Because if it's worth doing, it's worth wildly overdone.
Yeah, well, go big or go home.
So I'm going to ask you the question they asked you on Delta and the question they ask you on American Airlines. Now, for those of you that don't know, and I apologize for my video solution or resolution at the moment or whatever.
No, it's good. It's fine.
But for those of you that don't know.
We look better in low def anyway.
I do look better in low def. I'm about a 360 guy. I heard you talk about that the other day. I'm a 480 to 360 kind of guy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I heard you mention the other day that, and I also thought about, I truly enjoy, if y'all don't have a chance to do, if you haven't gotten there yet, Leaning Toward Wisdom, leaningtowardwisdom.com. Randy pontificates on some, some really good life issues. I enjoy it. But I came up with a question for you this last week, Randy,
Okay,
that has a pontification written all over it.
let's hear it.
The little waitress, the little stewardess walked up to me and she looked me square in the eye, Randy Cantrell, and she
She's
said,
a flight attendant, Dennis.
a flight attendant.
Yes,
Yes,
come
you're right,
on.
right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And she said, I'm saying this right in the camera,
Okay.
chicken or pasta? And I said, what? And she said, chicken or pasta?
And you said, I would like pasta with chicken. I would like both, please. You should have just said,
I was just
yes,
thinking, we got on an airplane in Little
pasta
Rock,
or
Arkansas.
chicken.
We flew to Atlanta. We flew to Atlanta. We flew from there to Barcelona, and we're flying 5,000 miles, okay, for per person, about 850 a person. Okay, and I'm thinking, that's a heck of a bargain, frankly. I mean, for under $100,000, you can get literally across the world, across the ocean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the downside of that, Randy, is that you only get two options.
Yeah, and it's pasta or
Do
chicken.
you want chicken or do you want the pasta? Any combination in between? No,
We can't
no,
give you
no. You
pasta
either
and
get the
chicken. Now,
chicken.
how long is
Do
this
what?
flight, by the way? And we can't get pasta and chicken.
Um, that yeah,
How long is this flight?
that particular part is 9.5 hours.
So
Little
this
Rock
was from
to
where to
Atlanta.
where? From where to
That
Barcelona?
was from Atlanta to Little Rock.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry,
Oh,
I'm
so you
sorry.
got to, well,
Atlanta to
at least
Barcelona.
you got Atlanta Airport. You got some of that
Yeah, no,
experience,
no,
which
but
is
I'm
always
saying
a fun
I'm,
thing.
I'm, and I said that wrong. We went from Atlanta. This particular leg was from Atlanta to Barcelona.
Okay.
And then we came back Barcelona back to Dallas. And the same thing, a completely different airline,
Pasta or chicken.
chicken or pasta. And that's their way of saying, do you want the vegetarian meal? Do you want the chicken? You can't have red meat. You
Yeah.
don't have pork. You don't
Yeah.
have lamb.
Right.
Not like I need any of that. I couldn't care
Yeah.
less. I am, and to quote, I'm channeling you, Randy. I am in relative misery at any time when I'm on the plane.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so to
Me
break
too.
that up with pasta or chicken, it's not exactly like hitting the lottery on the plane,
Yeah.
but it's there.
Yeah.
So what's your answer?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
get it.
see, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's the moments like that that you wish you'd have just packed a sandwich. it's like, it's like, I don't know. I
Five
mean,
more hours, and then we can have a sandwich. Is
it's
that
like,
right?
are there
5 more
cookies
hours? Yeah.
with this? And like, could I opt out and I don't know, could I get maybe like, just forget the meal? Could I just get 6 of the cookies or something? I mean, I don't know. This is why
I
you
want
bring a bag
6
of Funyuns.
meals.
This is why you bring a bag of Funyuns with you on the
Okay.
plane or something.
I like that. Well, give me 6 meals, and I just want the cookies out of them. I'm okay with that. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah.
No, actually,
So what did you
the
opt
pasta
for?
was. I always take the chicken because you never know when you're going to get protein again.
Well, that's true.
But no, well, and here for me,
See, I'd
seriously,
want a carbo load though, maybe.
break it out pretty well the other day. For a nation that eats chicken because we think it's a healthier alternative and it's about 14% healthier, it's not exactly low fat. It's still meat protein, blah 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 blah. Chicken does not have a flavor. Chicken is flavorless. It's
It has a
absorb whatever
texture.
flavor you put on it, right?
Correct. It has a
So it
texture,
was like
not a
chicken,
flavor.
a little much, maybe a quarter of a fillet with
Yeah.
the whole meal was the size of maybe two cigarette packs, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
had rice in there and a little bit of barbecue sauce, and I thought on the way back, I thought, I'm not a good traveler. I'm not a good traveler. But there were 2 seats available at the very front of the herd, the cattle are
Yeah. Yeah.
processing, right?
Yeah.
And those 2 seats were right in front of a bulk wall, and you could put your feet up on the wall and
There you
relax. I'm
go.
thinking,
Yeah.
Sparky, we're there, right? Well, the
Yeah.
guy beside me, yeah, I thought I'm a bad traveler, right? And I wanted to tell you, I've kind of written, because I had 10 hours to think this through, Um, we could see the real silverware and the real plateware that they were using in business class.
Uh-huh.
From my seat, I could
Right.
up there,
Yeah,
and
just
just
teasing
get a
me with it.
glimpse of it.
Right.
Yeah, and then those people, those business people, they were looking way up the aisle at the first class people
Right.
who had their own seats and everything. It
Yeah.
was, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hot towels for their face and stuff, and
exactly.
hot
Because
fudge
you need hot
sundaes and it's like
hot
that.
fun. What?
Well, it
Let's
was
get your
that you
birthday.
remember
Let's get your birthday.
That Seinfeld episode, where he sits beside this model and they're in first class and Elaine she's back in economy, and she's just squeezed in and they skip her for the meal and it's just a nightmare back there. Meanwhile, Jerry's up there. They've got hot towels. They've got hot fudge sundaes, and they're just bringing them. She said, "Would you like another one?" He goes, "Yes, please." So they're just living it. It's just two separate extremes. So yeah, I'm with Elaine though back there, which is why I hate. Yeah, I'm a miserable traveler.
I'm
Like
really,
getting
even
there, the getting there is just awful. It's just awful. So it's how many hours? 9 hours from Atlanta to
yeah, it's
Barcelona.
9.5 hours there. But for me, and honestly, I heard you talking in my head a lot of times when we were traveling this time. Um, Typically, we have been, and I didn't know that the Europeans called this. There's the off season. There is the shoulder season. There's prime season. I didn't know that.
What is shoulder
So we
season?
were yeah, we were at the very end of shoulder season, and as in shoulder to shoulder. Um,
So that's the
we were
super
really
busy
at the,
time. The
oh yeah, we
shoulder
were really
season
at the
is the
beginning of
peak
summer,
season.
and it wasn't. We saw the things I'd always wanted to see. It was wonderful. It was fabulous. This is when the cruise was going. That's great. Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But the long and the short of it is, it wasn't as enjoyable because it was so crowded. Like the Trevi Fountain, everybody says toss a coin in
Uh-huh.
the Trevi Fountain or whatever. I sent you a picture. There were
Yeah.
3,000 people in that square trying to get
Yeah.
down to the Trevi Fountain, and no matter how polite or nice or kind they try to be, it's still just super, super sweaty
Yeah.
and sticky.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, it didn't have Randy Cantrell written all over it at all.
No. No. Well, that
No,
doesn't have any introvert written on it at all. Yeah.
that may be the truth.
Yeah. Show me 3,000 people and it better be a concert where everybody has an assigned seat. Otherwise, I'm out. I'm out. If it's a free for all, I'm out. Ron
Well,
and I
listen,
were
I got a
talking
chance.
when we were driving
Yeah,
back over here to Dallas about concerts and stuff, and I don't know. We were listening to some. She wanted to listen to some Three Dog Night or something, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "I saw them." You did? I said, "Oh yeah." It's back when everything was general admission, and you got there early, and the minute the doors opened, you just hauled. You just ran as fast as you could to the front of the stage, and you stood the whole time. But I was 14. I'm not 14 anymore. I could do that when I was 14, but I ain't doing that now. I'm
would it
definitely
be
not.
fair to say that was before tickets were mercenary?
Well, that was before, if you remember, The Who. I think it was The Who. There was a concert somewhere. It was a famous concert, and I should know this, but I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, no, no, no. It was a
And
concert
some
by the
and some
Who where
people
they
and some
were
people got
trampled.
some people got killed, and
Yeah,
that changed everything. And I remember being a kid, and man, we hated it. It was like, oh man, because the
that
whole
ruined it.
yeah, the part of the fun was getting there super early and try and just it was roller derby without skates. It's elbowing people and just fighting your way to the
You
front,
see all those pictures. You see all the pictures of people camping out the day before.
Yeah,
Camping
well,
out at the
that's
front of
usually
the
for
door.
now that's for tickets, but that
Oh
happened
yeah.
just to you had your tickets. You're just waiting for the doors to open because there's no assigned seats. So, yeah, 3,000 people and all that. Well, and then you get sick to boot. So you got
Well, and
this
I
new
want to come
strain of
back to that real
COVID.
quick.
So at what point do you start feeling bad?
As we always do, at the very, very, very end. But by the time we started feeling bad, Randy, in 8 days we had walked 45 miles.
Look at
No,
y'all.
no Sudafed and steroid. No, we hadn't been doping ourselves up a little because we didn't
Right,
feel good or whatever.
right.
But we got off the boat. We got off the boat Tuesday, and they put us off in Bar, and we had our tickets to Sagrada Familia, the big super duper church, right?
Okay.
And they put us off at like 8 o'clock in the morning. We're like, okay, what do we do till then? And we found a house that the same architect had done. It was amazing. And then Diane said, well, I got the
Now
sniffles.
you're feeling bad at this point, but you really don't know that you're sick or what you've
No, we're
got.
not even feeling bad. We're not even
Oh,
feeling
okay.
bad. And
Okay.
we go to Sagrada Familia, and I'm thinking, man, my feet just feel heavy. God, this is just, I'm just huffing and puffing. And we
Yeah.
went into one of the downstairs catacombs where all the saints and bishops had been buried and whatever. I just kept getting really flushed. And I'm like, honey, we don't have to leave, but I've got to get out and just give me some air and kind of get redone. And we walked out, and I felt a little better. We had a bottle of water. We walked down the street, and they had a little, like a Thai fish soup bowl, place, like a
Yeah.
little ramen noodle bowl place,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, this sounds pretty good.
Yeah. This
And
beats the airline
we
chicken.
ordered one together. We were gonna, yeah, I do. Yeah, chicken. No, you mean the chicken? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the chicken. The chicken. No, what did we have? It was really good. It was really good. But we split one, and the lady made it really big because we knew we were splitting it, which I regretted because at that time I just couldn't eat. I
Yeah.
just didn't.
Right.
And Diane looked back and she said, "You didn't eat much this morning. You didn't eat any yesterday.
So
Are you
no
doing okay?"
appetite.
I'm like, "Well, yeah, hunky dory, hunky dory." So we at least had left the Sagrada Familia, which that was the bucket list thing, and went and got a test the next morning. And Diane said, "No, swab." And then he put, okay, now it says you have to wait 10. Holy cow! Literally, you have to wait 10 minutes. Wow, you're
Yeah.
already purple.
Yeah.
Thanks, hon.
Mere seconds.
So, yeah. And by the way,
Deja vu all over again because this happened last year
yeah.
too.
Oh, 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Oh, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Well, time
we were
flies
in.
when you're having fun.
Doesn't it? We were
Uh-huh.
in. We went from Bar around under Gibraltar and over into Portugal the first time, and we got it when we were coming back from Portugal on the ship. We knew that, but we can only attribute, the 2 to 14-day gestation period. But what the hell does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Got it before I left the boat, before I got on the boat.
Now y'all were
But
gone how long? 2
we
weeks?
were on the boat 10 days, and it was 11 days and 10 ports of call, and it was, but that's what we do. It's
Yeah.
exhausting because
Right.
it's a
Right.
buffet.
Right.
And I'll recount it real quick. We arrive in Bar 2 days
And you
early.
and Claire
We go
wonder
from
why you can't get me to cruise.
the what?
And you and Claire both, well, come on, you need to cruise. You need to.
Do we not make this sound
No,
attractive, Randy?
everybody that does it loves it and brags about it. But then there are those of us who've never done it, who just the mere thought of it, it just like, nah, there's nothing about it that seems appealing
You
to
really
me.
may have missed your window to even explore and see it, because 3 years ago, yeah, 3 years ago, we went to Bar in the spring, and we went to Southern California in the fall when COVID was just coming up. And both of those cruises were half capacity. And we had no idea how beautiful we had it at that time. We
Yeah.
had no
Well,
idea.
see, I could have signed up for
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, because you would have really liked that, and we were like, well, this cruise seems just right. And then we would be on the panoramic coming around the southern Baja, and I'm like, wow, it's just not too crowded. This is just wonderful.
Yeah.
Those days are gone.
Yeah.
Now it's really full when you go. I went to the
Well, the
room,
next
and
pandemic, I'll jump on a cruise maybe.
I tell you, well, no, not the pandemic, the end of the next pandemic. You got to place
Yeah,
yourself here,
well.
Randy. You got to place yourself.
Well, I'm a guy
No,
that
but we
enjoyed
went from,
I enjoyed the isolation. I thought it was perfectly lovely. It was great. Now, I
well,
don't like
people ask
shutting
me,
down
they
the
said,
whole economy and stuff, so I'm not that guy.
well,
But
people ask me, well, what did y'all do those days that you were so quarantined, and not quarantined, but the days that you were, shut down and
yeah,
whatever. And I was
yeah,
like, uh, I worked my butt off more than we did the other days, because you had a group, your customers shut down too.
yeah,
My customers never shut down. My
yeah.
customers said, okay, we're a church, and we've got to have a video show up for this Sunday. Can
Right,
you do us one now?
right,
When can
right,
you come film? I'll
right.
be there too.
I
So
probably
no,
got out and about more because over in DFW, I mean, traffic was like, no, it's like, man, this is awesome. This is awesome, man. We can jump on the
the
LBJ and
rapture,
we
it's the
can get on
rapture.
any major thoroughfare. And I mean, it's a fraction of the time. This is outstanding. So yeah, it's all what you're used to. But I would be where you're at, and I would be thinking, we could be home in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Why wouldn't we just stay home? But that's me.
Probably after the 8th day, 9th day, I was about the had ever said, great lake and a beautiful
Yeah,
house.
hang on. Our connections. Okay, we're back. My connection is unstable.
No, I was just going to say, but probably about 8 days in, I was like,
ready to be
back
home.
home now.
Yeah.
That's
a long trip though. I mean, even if it's an outstanding trip, that's a long trip.
Oh, I've done a lot of research on this, and I think I want to share it on another show here in just a minute. But things that aren't a thing in Europe,
yeah,
just FYI,
things that are a thing here, but they're not a thing there. Is that what you're talking about, or?
Yeah. I don't want to give too much away. I'm going to give you two, and then we'll come back and do a quick show about it.
No, we'll do it.
But you're going to find this one. This is the jaw dropper. Toilet seats.
They're not a thing?
Not toilet seats. Toilet lids are optional.
Okay.
You will go in and set your tail upon the porcelain directly into the connection to the porcelain.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Not a toilet lid.
Yeah.
Not a toilet seat.
The seat itself
is optional.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Is it not?
Well, it wouldn't be optional for me. I don't know. Sure. Okay. I'm out. I mean, do they have vending machines for inflatable donuts or something that you can
see? That would make you think.
It's the entrepreneur in me. I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be a way to make money off of this. Oh, I mean, wait a minute. My butt has to touch that porcelain? I don't think so.
How'd you make your millions, Randy? Well, I came up with.
Yeah, I realized toilet seats weren't a thing in Europe, and I'm like, they should be a thing.
Well, the second thing, this was really got me, and we knew this. We had seen this before. I thought when we went to Europe the first couple of times, we had just gone to places where, I don't know, vandalism. They just stole the toilet seat or something.
Oh, okay.
No, it's completely optional. Maybe you have one, maybe you don't. We're talking about the Pompeii National Park.
Well, I'm assuming the bowl's got to be shaped differently or something, because I mean, here in America, I mean, most of you, I mean, your butt's going to be in water.
They're more zero than oval. They're
more of a circle.
And for those of you just joining Hot Springs Village Inside Out for this riveting conversation,
this is the kind.
Toilets.
This is the.
I just want to let you know.
This is not the kind
of week.
This is not the kind of content I promised them last Friday. By the way, I promised them video. No, you won't have video of this.
You knew as soon as I showed up, I would drag the bar back down.
Well, there will be no video of butts on porcelain. We're not doing that. Well, we got to keep our G rating on YouTube too.
That's right, but you missed it. I said how you made your millions, and I said the butt gasket. So you could call.
Yeah.
Have to have a clever name like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the inflatable. Because you want a cushion. I would think. I mean, and you kind of want. I don't know. In winter, that could be.
No, and so you're imagining millions of women thinking right now, I could hover. I could just hover. I don't have to. Yeah.
Well, you could, but it could be hard on the knees.
Those calf muscles and those thigh muscles.
Yeah. Man alive. Well,
I'll tell you what.
What a bad first episode after you get back from vacation. But there it is.
I ask you the question, and I mean it in a more metaphorical, bigger world way. When I said chicken or pasta, in that we have all these choices in life, and we have these great economies of scale, but it narrows down our choices to just chicken or pasta.
Yeah, I mean, a sandwich isn't even an option, huh? Like, I don't know, a turkey sandwich couldn't be an option, really?
For to boot, they're all complimentary, so it's not exactly like you're pissed off because you didn't get what you want.
Yeah. Well, you're not on an airline for the cuisine anyway.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's when you should have gone to Joey, should have gone to Joey or Alana and said, "Listen, I need some travel food. I need something that I can see." There's a business idea. I'm
There
just
is a
I'm
business
just
idea.
I'm just teeming with business ideas today. Well, welcome home. I'm glad you're back. So before we say good night on this one, so we went. Where all did we go? Just give us a kind of a
We're going to
rundown
recap
of.
that, but Barcelona, Cannes, France, and when we got to Cannes, they had just gotten through having the Cannes International Film Festival,
Yeah,
and there was a red carpet, and it had a casino, and it was interesting. But that was kind of a snoozer. From there over to Florence, and the just huge travel tip. There is not a port at Florence. There is Lich which is probably about 65 miles from Florence. So they put us up the first time I've ever heard of or seen this, and that is they put 2 nights in the same port. So these cruise ships are tens of thousands of dollars an hour to park in the port.
yeah,
And we arrived at 6:45 in the morning. Everybody hurries off the boat. We catch a tram. We brought the train back into Florence, where we had a room for the night, because it's an hour and a half transport. Well, why would you waste six
right.
hours? 6 hours
Yeah,
of
yeah.
transport versus 3 hours. Why don't we just stay there? We did. Went to the chapel there, which was unbelievable. Went from there to Rome, which was even further from the port. From there to Naples, and Naples was 25 minutes from Pompeii, which I could go about Pompeii the whole time. Then back over from there to Sardinia, the Isle of Sardinia, named for sardines and whatever.
Yeah.
Probably the prettiest, probably about a third the size of Texas, about a quarter the size of Texas.
Okay.
It's easily Oklahoma size,
Yeah.
easily. And about 2.2 million people. It was more my speed. Then we went to Palma Mallorca, which is now we're back in Spain. And then we've been to Ibiza, which is a party city. We weren't there during the party city hours, so it was really nice. But then we're about 90 miles off the coast, and we go from there back to the coast and spend a couple of days.
I'm exhausted just hearing about it.
It's
And I don't
it's
have COVID.
10,000. Yeah, it's 10,150 miles by air, and then we did another 2,400 miles by boat. Yeah, and technically, I'm still moving about 8.2 miles per hour right now. I think on average,
Yeah.
I'm still scooting.
Yeah. And you've been back for less than a
Oh,
handful of days, but and
yeah,
so
just 3 or 4 days.
what is the recovery, just all the time stuff? What does
If
that
we're not
look like?
sick, it's not that bad usually. No, and they tell you you'll get back on the regular time frame. So, for example, we leave bar. We left bar at noon, but they had delayed it till 3. We get into Dallas. Okay, so noon that day, right?
Yeah.
And we get into Dallas at 9. No, we got into Little Rock at 9:45 that same day. But you pass 7 time zones. So in my mind, okay, it's 10 o'clock at night in Little Rock, Arkansas. Great, that's pretty cool. I've been awake for 26 hours.
Yeah.
Missed that little detail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So on the drive home, the most common thing Diane said on the drive home was, "Are you okay? Are you awake? Are you
Right.
okay? Are you okay?
Right.
You're not nodding off." I'm like, "I'm fine." She's doing the,
Yeah.
yeah, can
Yeah.
hardly keep her eyes
Yeah.
open.
Rhonda would be saying, "Watch out for deer. Watch out for deer." that would be my
Which,
co-pilot. So
which would be what she needs to say too.
yeah, yeah, be careful for deer. Well, hey, welcome home. I told I did the show Friday that you probably haven't seen, where I kind of teed up,
Oh, I have. I loved it. It was good.
told people
Yeah.
what they could expect. So don't judge us on this show. We're getting back in the saddle, catch people up to date. So and I've heard from countless people. I should have said this in a show before, but I haven't, and it just now popped in my mind. Thanks for all the well wishes and all the sympathy. My mother passed away in April, and they got to celebrate 73 years. They didn't quite make it to 74 years anniversary. My dad is, he's doing better than we expected, but he's struggling, as you would imagine. And so we're bringing him back. So that's part of the reason that we're here in DFW. So we're bringing him back later this week to the village so he can sit out on the front porch, hopefully in the sun and not the rain. Yeah, exactly. So that's the reason that we're back here this week is to drag him back to the village. But have heard from a number of people. I haven't even been able to catch you up on it. People from a lot of different places, especially people from, as we would say in the South, people from up north, who
Yankees,
who
Yankees.
who I think are excited about what we're gonna do, and some of the stuff that we're gonna show off. And so we're listening to the audience. We want to give you.
Promise.
We want to give you not only what you want, but we want to deliver what Dennis and I both want. So, Lord willing, I'll get back in the village, and Dennis will get back from his COVID, and we'll get this thing kind of rebooted and off and going. So, with that, I'll let you say good night, Dennis.
Tee it up and kick it off. Tee it up and kick it off. I wanted to just make note real quick about your dad, who I love. He is such a delight. Two things that come to me real quick. 74 years with a mate. What do they call it? Is a generation 40 years? Is that what they say, Randy?
Probably. That sounds right.
Yeah, I think that, with 2 generations back,
Yep.
they usually
Yep.
to live with the same mate for 2 generations, and then that's gone.
Yeah.
Man, of course, anybody would reel from that. Are you kidding? That's your entire world. That's how you've known your
Yeah.
reality for 2 generations, right?
Yeah.
The other part, though, is that do you ever watch Clarkson's Farm on Amazon Prime?
Have I ever done
Jeremy
what?
Clarkson. Have you ever watched Clarkson's Farm on
No.
Amazon Prime?
No.
Okay, so you know the guy, Jeremy Clarkson from
Yeah.
Top Gear.
Yeah.
Okay. He buys a farm in North Yorkshire or something,
Okay.
and he's got a 22-year-old farm assistant manager guy who's out to help him, right? And the kid's just full of spit and vinegar, and he's never been to the big city. He hates the city. He doesn't like to go to London. They send him into London to make a delivery. He gets 4 tickets, parking in 3 locations and gets 4
Right.
tickets, and he just hates every part of it. But when he goes into London, this is what reminds me of your dad. He's in London. Nobody's got time of day for him. And everybody goes by. He's just an old country boy, and he's like, morning, morning,
Right.
morning, good morning, morning.
Yeah.
And one of the girls with him there says, nobody's going to respond to you. He said, it's not their, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's my job to be friendly. I
Right.
don't have to reply.
Yeah.
When I see your dad on the front porch, waving at everybody.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Waves to everybody. He is the epitome of what's that doctor, that commercial that he coaches these older people not to be like their parents. You've seen the commercials.
The Geico commercial, the
Yeah,
insurance
well, I
commercial.
don't. Yeah, I don't know. And he's a
No,
doctor.
that's what it is.
His
It's
character is
progressive,
Doctor
progressive.
somebody,
Yeah.
And he's like, and that's my dad. I mean, my dad.
That's Ice-T right behind you. Don't say, hey,
Yeah,
I got pictures.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's my dad.
I got
Dead
it. I
out,
got it.
dead out. So, well, welcome home.
Listen,
Glad you're
Freaking
back, and
back.
I'm looking forward to getting out of this NASCAR race over here in DFW and getting back myself. So, we'll kick it off and get this show rolling.
see you next time.
Thanks for watching and listening to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast starring Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.